Hey guys, welcome back to Mr. Levy's math room. I trust that you have been practicing and working real hard so you can get better and better at math. Alright, now what we're going to be looking at today is inequations. Right? Now, inequations, in solving an inequation, they follow the same principle as in solving a linear equation. Right? For the most part, the principle is the same, right? So let us see now the symbols that we use when we are working with inequations. We have the greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to, right? As opposed to the equal sign, when we are working with linear equations, right? So let's go. So we have x plus 4 is less than 7. X plus 4 is less than 7. Right? So what that is saying is a number plus 4 is less than 7. Right? Now, in solving inequations, what we have is a solution set. So we get a set of numbers, and any one of those numbers we choose and put in that inequation, it should make it true. Alright? So what this is saying, a number plus 4 is less than 7. Now let's find out what those set of numbers could be. Right? So we follow, as I said, the same principle as we do when we are solving linear equations. So in this case, we want x on one side, so we are going to subtract 4 from both sides of this equation. So we should have x plus 4 minus 4 is less than 7 minus 4. Now 4 minus 4 is 0, we are left with x is less than 7 minus 4 is 3. So what this is saying now is that x here is any one of the numbers less than 3. So any number less than 3 should satisfy this inequation. Right? Now let us put it on the number line. Let's graph it on the number line and see what happens. So we are going to identify our 3. We identify it right here. And it says x is less than 3. Right? So it's any number less than 3. So the numbers that are less than 3 are to the left of 3 here. Right? So we go to the left on the number line this way. Now notice that the circle here is left unshaded. It is left unshaded because what? This 3 is not included in the solution set. Right? So it's not included in the solution set, so it is left unshaded. So what we are saying is any number we choose that's less than 3 would make this true. So if I choose 2 and replace it with x, I have 2 plus 4 is less than 7. 2 plus 4 is what? 6. And 6 is less than 7. If I choose 1 and replace it with x, 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 is less than 7. Right? If I choose negative 1 plus 4 is positive 3. Positive 3 is less than 7. Right? So it's a solution set. So any one of the numbers you choose to the left of 3 would make this true. Alright? And remember that the circle is left unshaded to indicate that 3 is not a part of the solution set. Right? So we leave the circle unshaded. Alright? Now let's hop across to this one. So we have x plus 8, and number plus 8 is less than or equal to 3. Now notice the line below the sign here, the less than sign. So this means or equal to. Right? So if I take off that, you will see that we have an equal sign. Right? Take off the top part. So we have, so it's x is less than or equal to. X plus 8 is less than or equal to 3. Now let's go and solve this to find out what the values of x would be. So we want x on one side, so we're going to do what? Subtract 8 from both sides. So we have x plus 8 minus 8 is less than or equal to 3 minus 8. Alright? Now let's solve that. So 8 minus 8 is 0, good. we're left with x on this side is less than or equal to what? 3 minus 8 is negative 5. Right? So when the signs are different, and the two numbers whose signs are different, we subtract and keep the sign of the larger. So it's 3 minus 8 will be negative 5. Now, so this is then saying the solution set are all those numbers that are less than or equal to negative 5. So all the numbers less than or equal to negative 5 would make this true. Right? So let's identify negative 5. It's right here. Let's move it up a little. Negative 5. But then the symbol says negative, less than or equal to negative 5. Right? Now my less than will come still this way because all the numbers here are less than negative 5. So I'm going to shade now. I shade the circle to indicate what? Very good. To indicate that negative 5 is a part of the solution set because it says x is less than or equal to negative 5. So negative 5 is a member of the solution set. Now let's see if it works. So if I choose negative 5, so negative 5 plus 8 is less than or equal to 3. That's true. Because negative 5 plus 8 is what? Positive 3. So negative 5 plus 8 is equal to, alright, is less than or equal to 3. So this right here would be negative 5 plus 8 is 3, positive 3. Alright? That's what we would get. So when we add negative 5 plus 8, we get positive 3, and 3 is equal to 3. Alright? So that will make it true. So let's try negative 6. Negative 6 plus 8 is what? Positive 2. Positive 2 is less than 3. Right? If I choose negative 7 plus 8 is positive 1. Positive 1 is less than 3. Right? So any number we choose from negative 5 right down would make this true. Alright? So the solution set to the all the numbers to the left. When the value that we have there is not included in the solution set, and then so if it's greater than or less than, then we know already that the circle is going to be left open. Right? Now if it says or equal to, we know already that the circle is going to be shaded. Alright? It's going to be closed or shaded. Alright, so remember, that's one of the first things you need to remember. If you don't have any or equal to there, then the circle is going to be left unshaded. Once it says or equal to, the circle is shaded. So that's one of the things you can do first. Alright? Just shade the circle so you know that the circle is going to be shaded once it says or equal to. Good? Now let's go to this one here. So we have negative 4x is less than or equal to 8. Right? So negative 4x is less than or equal to 8. And please pay close attention to what we are going to do here. Right? So this negative 4x is less than or equal to 8. Now, so this is what? Negative 4x, negative 4 times x. How do we undo multiplication? We divide. Good. So we are going to divide both sides by negative 4. Alright? Negative 4. Okay. Now, listen, one of the rules that we must observe when we are working with inequations is that when we divide by a negative number, we are going to reverse the symbol. Let me say that again. So when we divide by a negative number, when we're working with inequations, we reverse the symbol. Alright? So let me write that down. So when we divide by a negative number, we reverse the symbol. Right? So remember, when we divide by a negative number, we reverse the symbol. So a negative 4 divided by a negative 4 would give us a positive 1. Right? So we're left with x. And we're going to reverse the symbol now is greater than or equal to negative 2. Alright? So 8 divided by 4 is negative 2. Right? So let's say we have less than or equal to, reverse the symbol, we get greater than or equal to. Good? So let's graph that. So we have negative 2 on the number line we identified. And remember we said, because r equal to, we can go ahead and shade the circle right away. Lest we forget. So shade it. And then now we can determine which direction to move. Now because it says greater than or equal to, we move to the right. So once you hear greater than, that's a movement to the right. Once you hear less than, it's a movement to the left. Okay? So we're going to move to the right. So the solution set includes all the numbers from negative 2 all the way back to infinity. Right? So any number to the right of that includes negative 2 and to the right of it will satisfy this inequation. So if I choose, let's choose 3, right? And I said negative 4 times 3 is what? Negative 4 times 3 is negative 12. Negative 12 is less than 8, right? So that will be true. If I choose positive 2, I would have 4 times negative 2, that's 8. 4 times negative 2, that's negative 8, right? Negative 8 is less than 8. That's all? Yes. Now if I choose negative 2, because negative 2 is a part of the solution set, so if I say negative 2 times negative 4, that's positive 8. Positive 8 is equal to 8. That's all? Right. So that's where the equal to would come in. Alright, so remember, when we say r equal to, we shade the circle. Alright? If it doesn't say r equal to, we leave it open. And remember, once we are dividing by a negative number, we reverse the symbol. Alright? So remember that. Now let's look at another 2. I'm going to leave that there for a little while. Alright, now, so let's look at the inequation with the variables on both either side of the symbol. So if I have 4x plus 7, 4x plus 7 is greater than 2x plus 11. Alright? So the first thing we need to do is what? We need to group like terms. Now let me erase this so we're not confused. So we first need to group like terms, alright? So we need to get all our variables on one side and our non-variable on the other side. So let's do that. So in this case we have 4x, here we have 2x. So we can just go ahead and subtract 2x from both sides. So I have 4x minus 2x is greater than 11 minus 7. Now how do we get the minus 7? We subtract 7 from both sides. Alright, I didn't show that step where we subtract and so on. Alright, so we can look at it and we can skip that step, right, if you wish. So we subtract 2x from both sides, that's it. Subtract 2x from over here, we're left with just 11. Subtract 2x from over here, then we subtract 7 from over here, we will left with 4x minus 2x, and we subtract 7 from that side as well. So we are grouping like terms. So 4x minus 2x is what? 2x is greater than 11 minus 7 is 4. Alright? So we now have 2x is greater than 4. 2x is greater than 4. Now remember now, one of the ways to remember the symbol, the arrow always points to the term that is greater. Right? So the arrow points to the term that is greater, it opens to the term that is less. Right? So in this case, we're going to do what? So this is 2 times x. We're going to divide both sides by 2 to get rid of that 2. So divide by 2, divide by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1, so we're left with x is greater than 4 divided by 2 is 2. So x is greater than 2. Let's put that on our number line. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. Alright, so x is greater than 2, so we will identify 2, and notice that this doesn't say or equal to. So it means we're going to leave the circle what? Unshaded. So that we identify our 2, and it says greater than. Greater than means that we are moving to the right. Okay? So we'll move to the right. Like that. So x is greater than 2. So any one of these numbers here, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on, would satisfy this inequation. So if I select any one of these numbers, 2 is not included. Why? Because it did not say or equal to. Alright? So I'll have to choose either 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. So let's choose 3 and see if it works. So 4 times 3 is 12. 12 plus 7 is greater than 2 minus 3. 2 times 3 is 6 plus 11. 6 plus 11 is 17. And 12 plus 17 is 19. And 19 is greater than 17, right? So 19 is greater than 17. If I choose 4, it is obvious that the number is going to be bigger. Right? So any one of the numbers over here, right, would satisfy the inequation. Okay. So note that, so let's go over that a little. So we are going to group, since we have the variable on both sides of the inequation sign, we are going to group like terms. So I subtract 2x from both sides, I subtract 7 from both sides. Then we simplify, so we have 4x minus 2x, 4 minus 2 is 2, that's 2x, 11 minus 7 is 4. Then this says 2 times x. To undo multiplication, we divide both sides by 2, and there we have it. So x is greater than 2. To put that on the number line, or how to represent it on the number line, we notice that this here says greater than. So it means that 2 will not be included in the solution set, because the numbers must be greater than 2. So any one of these numbers to the left of 2, or to the right of 2, sorry, will satisfy the inequation or the solution set. Right? So remember that. Now let's do one more. And so we have 5 minus 7x is less than or equal to 2x plus 23. Alright? So we are going to do this, follow the same procedure again. So we are going to group like terms. So if I keep all my x's on the left, I'm going to now subtract 5 from both sides. So I'm left with negative 7x. I subtract 2x minus 2x is less than or equal to 23 minus 5. Because I'm subtracting 5 from both sides, and I'm subtracting x from both sides as well. Alright? So remember now, we are grouping like terms. So we now have what? Negative 7x minus 2x. Right? So that's like saying, so negative 7x plus negative 2x. When we are adding two numbers whose signs are the same, we add them and keep the signs that they both have. So negative 7x plus negative 2x, that gives us negative 9x, is less than or equal to 23 minus 5 is 18. Right? Now what you notice the coefficient of x is what? Negative. And once the coefficient of the x here that we are going to be dividing by is negative, we know that we are going to do what? We are going to reverse the symbol. Alright? So remember, once the coefficient here that we are going to be dividing by is negative, we are going to reverse the symbol. Alright? Because we have to divide by negative 9. Okay? So we are going to reverse the symbol. So we cannot even do that now. So it will be greater than or equal to. Okay? So we have negative 9x divided by negative 9 is greater than or equal to 18 divided by negative 9. Alright? So negative 9 divided by negative 9 is 1. So x is greater than or equal to negative 2. Alright? 18 divided by negative 9 is negative 2. Alright? Now let's put that on the number line. So remember, when we divide by a negative number, we reverse the symbol. Let's put it right again. So when we divide by a negative number, we reverse the symbol. Right? So when we divide by a negative number, we reverse the symbol. Let's put that on our number line and see how it turns out. So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. Sorry, and then so right away we can identify our negative 2. Here it is, and we do what? We shade the circle. Why are we shading the circle? Because negative 2 is included in the solution set. Right? Negative 2 is included in the solution set. Right? It says greater than or equal to. Right? And if you say greater than or equal to, now which direction do we move the arrow? We move in the to the right. Right? Right? It says greater than or equal to. And a greater than movement is to the right. Okay? So any number from negative 2 all the way back there would satisfy this inequation. Right? So if I choose, let me choose positive 1. If I choose positive 1 and put it in there, then it should make the equation true. Right? So 5 minus 7, because 7 times 1 is 7, is less than or equal to 2 times 1 is 2 plus 23. 2 plus 23 is 25. And 5 minus 7 is negative 2. Negative 2 is less than 25. Alright? And no matter which number you choose here, it should make it through. True. If I put 3 there, so 5, 7, 3 is 21. 5 minus 21 is what? 5 from 21, 7 and 5, 12, 7 and 4, 11. What is that now? 16. Alright, so that's negative 16 is less than 2, 3, 6. 6 plus 29. So negative 16 is less than 29. Alright? So no matter what number you choose over here, it will make that true. Alright? So there we have it. So remember, in working with an inequation, the rules are basically the same as when we are working with, when we are solving linear equations. The only difference is that when we are dividing by a negative number, we reverse the symbol. Alright? So I encourage you to make sure you practice. Many of you will be having your end of term exams coming up for those who have end of term exams. So prepare for your end of term exams. And if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, I ask you to just go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe. Leave a like and leave a comment and share the video with your friends. Alright? So just go ahead and like the channel, man, and subscribe. Alright? God bless you. See you next time.